Hello, it's me, Smashinbob, and I'm going to show you my, or one of my farming strategies for the 316, and that is the Harbinger formation in World's Rest. So yeah, let's just get to it. So I'm just using rusty bringers. I'll explain everything after the map. First, I'm just gonna do a showcase of the map. Then I'm gonna explain the whole strategy just so you see. So I'm using a tier 10 map, not just because this build is currently good. Like, when I make my farming builds, I don't like to die, like, ever. And it doesn't matter, like, what happens on the map, like, this build will not die. And that's just, should shift to the thing. And that's just my, like, primary goal. Ooh, that was something nasty though. Nasty bleed. Like, bleed is one of the things that is a bit tricky because I don't have like immunity at all times. I just have to press my life flask and react to it. Anyway, the left thing here. Nice. There we go. Slap those hobos. Okay, so that was the example of one run. We got pretty good stuff from this one. You're not always gonna get lucky that you get egg shards like every map, but they are quite common. And boom, there we go. So let me just do whatever this is. Alright. So the farm. Okay, so let's explain it all. So it is Waller's Rest. You want to take the Harbinger stuff here. This whatever you take next to it doesn't really matter. I take Delirium just because it's 9% more chance to spawn Delirium, so you get it like every 5 or so maps or 6. I don't know. It happens much more often, and I don't. Just getting the Delirium orbs and a few splinters is pretty good. But you can also go with boxes, even though now Strongbox Scarabs are very expensive, so probably not going to that or whatever else, right? But obviously Harbinger is the most important. Now, the watchstones are not really necessary. I mean, don't buy them unless like try the farming strategy for maybe 4 maps or 8 maps and see if you like it, and then if you do, then invest into the watchstones if you want to farm this a lot, because they're fairly expensive and not super necessary for this farm to actually work. Even though, of course, you're gonna get a lot more currency if you do have them. One thing though that is important, right, is getting the Harbinger Sexton, right? And you can just buy this. It's about 40C. So since it does have 4 uses, that's about 10 chaos per map investment from buying that. But you can always sell it after you're done with it.
When I'm ready and not before.
Yes. Alright, so boom. You acquire the Sextant roll. That is probably one of the more important things to kind of juice up and gain a lot more out of every map. I would say. Then just sextant up the rest of them with whatever. You can just use primes to save up on currency. It doesn't really matter what it is. And then you grab the maps. Now I'm doing Crimson Township. There is the reason why I'm doing Crimson Township is because it's the only natural tier 10 map, and also because my build currently feels kind of really good at tier 10 maps. I can kind of push 11, 12, but I feel like for tier 10 is good. And this is my low tier farmer anyways, so pushing into red tiers requires quite a bit of investment, and it's just never gonna feel very great on those tiers, especially not for farming. Because like if I get a Delirium encounter and I get a Legion in it and I get Beyond rolled on the map, I don't want to die. I just want to survive through all of that, right? So yeah. And another good thing about Crimson Township is it's the only natural tier on tier 10. It's the only natural map. So whatever map you take, and we're gonna take some random maps. And we're gonna just drop Horizon orbs on them, and it will always be Crimson Township, right? So you can self-sustain the map. Right here, I already have the crafted one, so I'm just gonna prepare for the next one. And that would be the Harbinger Scarabs. You can just use the rusty ones because they're the cheapest. Of course, you can use the polished as well. It doesn't really matter. And then you throw in whatever else. I generally like to throw in some metamorphs because they're really cheap and they're generally quite profitable. And yeah, you can throw in whatever else you want or just chuck in some sacrifices, right? And that's about it. So that's the setup. And that's how I run my Harbinger farm, right? So one of the two major things you're gonna be getting out of the Harbi farm is the exalt shards, so just pure exalt, which is very nice because currency is currency. And the ancient orbs. And the good thing about the ancient orbs, they sell really quickly as soon as you put them on trade, as long as you put them at a competitive price. And generally, as league goes further and further, they're more and more valuable as people are gambling more and more. So it's just generally both things you get from this farm is just generally straightforward currency, straightforward just pure exalt and currency that sells fast, right? So it's just like the perfect thing you want to get, right? So yeah, that's basically how I farm the Harbis. There's nothing much to it. It's quite simple and straightforward. The only thing I would recommend, obviously, for any kind of mob formation is that you get at least +1 sextant. The rest doesn't really matter. As you can see, I'm still far behind on actually doing the rest of this because I still didn't make any kind of decent bossing build to kind of go through the bosses on the Atlas. So I'm kind of saving up some currency for that right now. Anyways, I think that'll be that for this video. If you like this build, I'll make a separate video for my Dead Occultist, which is quite updated from before. So yeah, chung chung, yeah, bye.